progress.
All right, welcome back to Soul Spark Tarot. I'm your host, Mr. Renew. And today we got these relaxing vibes because I feel like we're becoming anew. So, this newness that we're entering into, this change that's happening, for me at least, it's happening with the fear of trust with myself. So, astrology helps us see how we filter reality, and I realized today that I've been filtering myself in order to filter my reality. And by doing that, I have realized that the input function is producing the output function, and I already know that. But what stops me from moving away from what I know is the fear of what is required when that let go happens. Now stay with me. This is the idea of us realizing ourselves as we entered our spiritual journey. But we know that when we entered our spiritual journey, everything fell apart. And then we got a chance to see the pieces that was creating fear in our lives, holding up this illusion. And then when we woke up and it shattered, man, it was hard. It was difficult. It was scary. It was hell. And we realized that we had to get up out of here. So we did. And now we're here. But now we're in a place where we need this change again. And for me at least, knowing that if everything had to fall apart again, the only person I could turn to for those mistakes in this next level is myself. So I feel like there's a part of me that is afraid to be accountable for maintaining this state that we're currently in. It's like the deep dark came up out of me. Oh, we had a Scorpio moon, full moon, but then I heard that we're in a Gemini phase for a new moon. So that makes sense. We're going to be talking about this stuff before we start feeling about it, which is in our full moon in Saggy. So it makes sense how we're thinking about these emotions that are, or talking about the emotions of the past and how we're going to feel when we get into our next cycle. So to me, it's about understanding that change, but you got to start to pinpoint where that change is happening for you. Now, understand that because it's Scorpio, that means there's always going to be some deep submerged emotion coming up. But then it gets filtered through your moon sign. Whatever your moon sign is, that's how you're going to see it. So for me, my moon sign is in Capricorn. And Capricorn just entered Aries. So when the deep emotions come up, because that's what that Scorpio moon energy did, it brought things up, because the moon, it moves the water. So it moved it from the deep to the surface. Saturn, being my moon sign, it is the exact opposite of the moon. So the moon doesn't like to be here, but the moon knows how to work with an opposite. This is your mom and your dad, right? This is your left foot and your right foot. If you don't have that, this is, just the idea of left versus right. When you have these two things, and they're separate, but they're actually equal, because your parents should have equal power, in the relationship. And then when you rise up to an adult, then it should be tri-equal, or equilateral. I don't want to get too complicated, but the idea is it still maintains a balance of equilibrium. Because of that, this is how I'm attacking it. And I say attack because Saturn, which rule or how my energy of the moon comes out, what people see me as, that is it's granddaddy. It's that super most masculine papa ever. Like, just, you ain't telling this nigga shit. He's right, he's wise, he got all the answers, but he old, so he don't know how to get with the times sometimes. But sometimes you don't need that because it's things happening in the past, right? So that's now in Aries, and that Aries energy is all about taking action. So for me, I'm personally structuring and attacking and disciplining and being aggressive towards those energies in a structured manner. So I'm learning how to restructure deep emotions into my new life, and that's what's going to be the tower moment that happens when I let go. So for me, because I've identified it, I can now start to build equipment because I know that. But I can only do this because it's not the first time anymore. Ah, shit. There's a storm coming. Quick. Let's get prepared. We are in flood central. We got to get ready for the flood. If you didn't know about the flood before, you wouldn't be able to prepare for the second one thereafter. So take this time. I said all of that whole story and gave my personal example in real life to show you how to do it yourself. Again, the energy that's coming up, you have to utilize your Saturn energy through your moon energy in the way, or act as if Aries. Now, everybody knows what an Aries is, and if you got a lot of Aries energy, you understand it, especially if it's on your lighter planets. I didn't know there was commercials on this. This is supposed to be live. It's a live recording, I guess. But anyways, that's where Saturn is. And so Saturn is channeling that energy of Aries. So, but Aries is now not just free willy-nilly, it's a mature form. It's the mature, so it's like the general of an army strategizing and attempting to go to war at something. What is it going to go to war with? Well, because for me, Saturn energy, Aquarius or Capricorn, Saturn energy is being filtered through my moon, because that's where my moon resides. It was born there, so my moon is going to act like that. So when Saturn is around, it's going to be stimulated wherever Saturn is. That's the around. Saturn is around Aries, so my moon is going to be hit with Aries energy. But why? Because that's just what it's made out of, right? When Saturn moves, my moon sign is going to move. Again, it's just actors playing different roles in different movies. You got to realize it's the same actor at one point. It's a same role, or maybe it's a different role. Same movie, different movie. You got to see that there's 5 different filters, aka change. But let's get some cards, man, because again, this is the background. I know some people were like, man, you just been talking, but that's the hot idea. Like right now, you got to understand what this change actually is for this moment in time, so you can make the right change. And so the cards is going to show us things like that, but I'm just telling you what the energies are, and then I gave an example on how it works with me, and then I gave you examples on how it could work with you. But the cards is going to show you what you need to know too, so use all of it. Use all of it. People say take what resonates. No, use all of it, because it might not resonate right now. So take it all. Take it all. Store some shit. You might need it for later. Yeah, carrying extra burdens, but that's the whole thing. You got the experience of the first flood. Take it all in. Take it all in. Experience it all. All the fear. All the strength that you saw in your dad or something, or your grandpa, and your mom, and, whatever. Take it all in. Don't just focus on one part. Don't obsess and be traumatic with that single detailed experience like a Scorpio would be, and be laser focused on this one little thing, even if you might not quite see it that well. You just feel it, right? Take it all in, and then realize that you're here to see it again, and then you can start to realize with your real eyes what you actually saw in the entire situation, and then you can start to recall some things, some strengths, some preparatory actions, and then you can take action. Again, this is an emergency situation externally to you, but change happening is always an emergency priority. So like, I have some things that I have priority in this real world, but I got to get this stuff out of me first because it's healing. It's going to give me more energy to continue to handle whatever situations I get myself into because of neglect or just laziness. It's not really that. It's just, or not feeling like it's the right time to not do stuff versus other things. It's just when you're having debates and arguments with oneself, conflicting energies upon what should be done in this present moment, you gotta find a new moment to be present within outside of the chaos. Leave the living room where everybody is arguing and go outside on the porch where you can't hear anybody. Damn, I have to get the fuck out of there, bro. It's just too much. You gotta find that person, but you gotta realize that that person just wants relief. They gotta still take it all in. Why are they arguing? Yeah, I don't want to hear shit, but why? What else? The same old story again? You got to start to like not be as restful on some of those things. We have the information. Saturn going in Aries is telling us it's now time to take structure action on these old things. All right. And look, that's the fucking Eight of Pentacles. That's you being structured over time and with discipline. So, yeah. All right. That's the energy forecast of the day. What's the overall message for this energy? Thank you, ancestors. So, talking about change, here's the 5 card. 5 of Cups. That's literally the card of emotional change. We're talking about how the moon was in Scorpio and it was full of scorpionic energy, which means it was pulling the energy out of us, right? And then it went into Gemini. Now, in order to get that energy back down to the depths as it ebbs and flows, we don't want it to be as dark and as heavy as it was before. And so what we need to do is we need to utilize Gemini energy so then we can make sure that we continue on that filter system when we're full of Sagittarian energy. This is all emotions because I'm talking about the moon. And then this hydro energy, I'm going to be specific to help people. Yeah, because I can do that. Teacher. Wow. So this hydro energy is coming through between us. Damn it. All right. So as this Sagittarian version of this hydro energy is rising up, you got to understand it's moving. It's a little bit more everywhere, but it knows where it's going, even though it seems chaotic or it might look majestic. It's going to be wowing. This is the energy that you have to ebb and flow with. So how do you get there? Well, you've been using yourself to look at the emotions of the past, but now you realize that it's time to make a change. And we can make a change into having emotions for ourselves and having emotions for ourselves again. This is the experience of the first flood and then all the experiences from before, but now this is the cup or your cup of knowledge coming in as a second form of you. This is you squared. This is you 2. This is X times X. Me the first time multiplied by me the second times. 1 times 2 gives me 2. Got 2 experiences of one thing. And that gets me 2 experiences per one thing. We don't really think about it like that, but you need to. Because this isn't everything. And so whatever this thing is, it was everything, but now it's not everything. Because you got the experience of what it was when you was in there. And then you have the experiences of when it was out of there. You got 2 different experiences upon these fallen cups. And so you got to realize that the cups that are coming out of you right now, being risen up through this hydro energy of the moon, it's coming up so you can see now that even if the flood should rise, you got more experiences to deal with it. So now your kayak is over here. Now your fucking life jacket is over there. Now you got your sandbags. Now you got your water shutters. Whatever. Oh, I even built my fucking house on stilts. It's raised 10 feet up. You gotta climb some stairs. Not too many, but you gotta drive up a little hill. And guess what? That helps with the floods. Just irrigates my lawn now. You got experience. But how you choose to use your experience is how you feel about the situation that you change it from. So if you don't feel like you can, you're going to continue to look at the times where you couldn't. You don't realize that you was just a little kid looking at shit, not knowing, not having power, not being wise, not experiencing, going through hardships, none of it. You didn't have none of that shit. But now you do. So when it happens again, you're just like, I've heard a customer tell me no to some shit before. Are you sure you don't really want this, man? Most people say no, and then they come back and they get it later, and it's going to be more expensive. You already know you kind of need something like this. If you ain't got the money now, that's cool. If you ain't got the time right now, that's cool too. But don't tell me you don't need it if you actually need it. Just tell me something else to help you understand that you ain't lying to yourself before. You're just going to be looking at one of these cups that you need to use to keep the structures of the illusions of the past relevant. No, you got new emotional energies coming in, Sagittarian. I'm wise upon the situation. I can make actions happen. I don't have to see it as this. Dang it. I can see it as something else. Let's see. How should we be receiving the Sagittarian energy that's coming in? Gemini energy right here, and Gemini is the opposite of Sagittarian. We're talking about how Gemini is in the moon right now, so how you use the Sagittarian energy, you be the wise old man. Goddamn. Woo! You see this? This is you using your mind properly now with the emotions that you have. So when you get the emotions, you say, I'm not scared. You say, about time. Hell yeah, let's get it. Prepared, wise, understanding. Look, both of these cards, I always try to make note of this, and a lot of people don't. Both of these cards are forward facing. So for me, they're not looking to the left or to the right. They're not looking at two-dimensional spaces. They're looking at three. They're looking at what you call up. They're looking up, but there's no such thing as up in the 2D world. So in this reality that we're living in, they can see through it. One person can see through it, the other person can see through it, but this see-through has wisdom behind the visuals. So the way you use your Sagittarian energy that's coming in is to use it in a way to where you can see through the bullshit, but then you can see how to capitalize on the bullshit at hand. You can see through all the griminess, you can see with clarity, and then you already know that you are the wise one. So that means you bring clarity, so by your emotions of how you choose to see and act will bring clarity to the whole kingdom. Versus over here, it's like having a consultation with a single person. Yeah, you right, you wrong.
Hey sis, before you send the money with
jeez.
Make it a cash pick up this time?
Yeah. I'ma do this. Let's change it up. Let's see what's going on this way. Ooh! This is Bossa Nova if you don't know. I don't know if I said that. Oh, this was Bossa Nova, but now this is Jazz Academy Quartet. Romantic and jazzy. Anyways, so these two cards, they're going to be these two cups. These are your new emotions that you're rolling with this next emotional cycle. This next emotional cycle is going to be one cup with you already being wise enough to see through, but then now you're looking at the times where you were, let's say, unwise, and it made you feel some kind of way, and made you filter that self with the old bullshit, and you just now reminiscing on how could it go wrong, woe's me, and then you're shifting to that other wise person saying, well, shit like that happened. Fuck it. It's not just me. I'm not going to take all that blame. Nah, I'm good. I saw it. I didn't move the right way. Cool. I moved a little bit differently. But now, understanding I'm the Sagittarian energy, got more fire behind this. I'm not just going to talk about it. I'm going to be about it. And so that's the shift from being the blue to the red. But you got both. So it's purple. So that's intuition. So it's like you're turning away from the times where you trusted your intuition and you didn't have the right physical abilities or mental abilities or skills or the proper behavior. But then you also, I don't know what that was. Hold on. Don't know who you are. Anyways, distractions. Sagittarian energy. Hermit energy. Look, all of these cards, I like to always say this is the King of Wands as the wise old man, because the Hermit card and the King of Wands are the only one that has a rod in their hand, and then the Emperor has like some like upgraded form of that same rod in my mind. So it's like, this is that intuition that I was referring to, that wisdom, and then it wants to reveal the strength. So again, the Sagittarian energy cycle is helping us to understand, hydro cycle. It's helping us to understand how we have more power in this hydro energy when we're moving forward on the things in life. And so we're going to realize quickly that we've seen so much more than in the world than most people, but now we have the patience, wisdom, and the technique and the skills to move through people's ignorance and people's own fogginess as they're filtering things and going through their own emotional turmoils, not realizing that they got more experience outside of that to help justify why they can turn away without fear. You don't have to sit there and wonder like if you're doing anything wrong. Nah, bro, come to me. Keep coming to me. Don't tell me that's it. No, you keep coming to me. That's what that energy is. That's what that Emperor does. He doesn't go to these peasants. So energetically, you're not going to be hydro meeting people at hydro levels. Again, emotional levels, you're not going to meet people there. You're going to make them come to you. And if they can't come to you because they can't handle your communicative scrutiny, your mentalities, how you move and how you think and how you strategize, you're okay. Again, because you're changing your emotions and you're trusting these two emotions more than those previous three of before. So let's take a look at those three emotions of the past. What is the thing in the past that we're looking at emotionally? What's the past, man? What's the past? Woo! Let's see what the past want to show us. Man, working hard, waiting, being patient, not patient enough maybe. This is putting in the work, seeing no benefits. You got little benefits, but they're all just little, really no fruits. You haven't got a chance to harvest anything. What else do we have? So waiting a long ass time. It's like, that's even harder. It's not even, you've been ready, but the world hasn't been. Again, that's why I was probably saying with this, we just let people come to you now. Because you see, goddamn.
With sprays by Hims, you can regain your hair and your...
So we've been seeing for a long time already. I was thinking about this earlier. This is the adoption bell curve, to where you're like seeing everything before the innovative side, and then you got the early adopters, and then the majority of people don't even fucking adopt it until a majority of people. So you got like 2/3 nearly of the entire curve just full of people who don't care. Then there's little slivers on the outside of that curve that says on opposite range, yeah, I'm gonna do it early, nah, I'm gonna do it late. Definitive. You got those two separate cups, me being in the flood, me being outside the flood. You got two clear distinctions, but then there's a lot of chaos and crap in between with everybody in their opinions about what works and what doesn't work and what's good versus not. And then it eventually hits what we call a turning point or a threshold. That's when this gets to rotate, right? But notice, this is surrounded by 1, 2, 3, 4. Those 4 signs are your fixed signs. Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, and then Taurus. And in that, you have this truth or this sword energy, but then you have the carrier of the energy and the wisdom that can come from that if you possess that. So, how are you going to spin this wheel? Well, it depends on which wheels you were spinning before, and most people don't realize that everyone isn't playing the same game, everyone isn't doing the same homework, everyone isn't working the same job, everyone doesn't have the same role in the house just because we're all in the same house, at the same department, at the same school, at the same you. You just gotta realize that we have to understand that there's filters of spaces, and that's predicated upon our mind, but what our mind is set upon determines the reality one sees. Just like the algorithms in your social media. That shit comes in and it shows you what you pay attention to and engage with will give you more. But they know how to receive more data than what you understand. So they look at eye movements and, how fast, skip rates and how long you engage. It's not as traditional as one would think because the AI can maximize more superpositions at once. So they can pinpoint your thoughts before you get there because you've shown that you can think in that way. So it's just serving it as an option for you in the past while you're doing other shit, and then it's going to match it up. Kind of like when Google is going to predict what you want to search next, it's going to match it up and they're going to feed shit to you. So there's going to be a real-time looping of information that's being processed as you're scrolling. So that is the understanding of how they're collecting additional data points. That is what you're looking at in the past. All the different data points that you accounted for, and it still led to like nothing, or not as what a harvest we can say. Again, all of that led up to was these deep Scorpio emotions coming up and, being fearful to step into a new version of you. But change is here. We got to make the move. What else? So we got the so I'm going to leave those cards like that. And the King of Wands popped up with the Strength, and we had the Hermit before. So again, this is showing that you're looking back at the times where you did everything right. You took the right action. You waited and was patient, and what did it lead to? Death of all of what you did. Damn, I had to start all over. I had to switch jobs. I switched jobs, and I thought this was the plan. Now I got to switch industries because it's not the fucking way. It's just, you're looking at all the ways where you did it right. I did everything right. I had the strength to even continue to do it right, and it just didn't happen. Let's ask, what is this cause? What is the cause for this need for change? What happened? You realize you was the star. You didn't fucking be the star though. You tried to be the star, and that was way too much for these spaces, and you were destroyed. You were kicked out. You were looking at this way, but then I always say, with this card, you just gotta turn around. And so, for me, I've been turning around. I've been trying to, at least. I don't really know where to turn to, but I know that I'm turning to myself, into this energy. And let's see, I'll ask that question. What is the filter between us being this star versus feeling like that star? What's going to be that bridge that gets us there? What do we need to build? Earlier, when I was feeling this question, I was brought to the answer of we need to focus on healing for today. Yesterday, I was brought to that same attention that I need to make sure I do some yoga today, and make that priority, just like me taking care of myself is a priority. But I got physical world priorities due. This is my bill week. And I need to get the money. So, bills is due that I need so I can do other shit, to invest in other things so I can continue to work and try. But it's just damn. So I'm just trying, but because of that, I know I gotta build the proper steps again to take action and strategize on when I know these things are up, versus when I know these things are down, I can behave and see clearly. Here, I probably wasn't seeing as clearly. So let's get a card here. We'll sift through all of these cards and see like some more background behind this magician energy. And then we'll see why whatever happened when we revealed ourselves as a star led us to feeling emotionally like heartbroken. That's what 3 of Cups is. The 3 of Swords. It's the same card. This 5 card is us looking at the heartbreak. We're just separate and we don't see that. We receive that 4th cup from God already. We don't see that. A lot of people see the 4th cup as us not receiving it. But nigga, you're not there. You already got it. That's why it's in the clouds. You have it in your head. It's just, it hasn't manifested. You haven't manifested a vessel to pour into. But you got the vessel inside of you, which is why this card here is mental, again, swords card, but the physical vessel, you're older now, so now you're going to have that wisdom, so you're going to have the vessel. You just matured. You're not a seedling anymore. These little seeds, this youthful energy isn't in you anymore, to where you can be destroyed by just the things you just don't know. That's it. That's all. Let's get the card here and let's go through these, because these are calling me. What's the bridge? What's the bridge? Okay. Because I saw a lot of cards, I don't know if y'all saw them, but you got to look at, oh, this is perfect. You got to look at the love of the past. So you got to like mature on the cups of love in the past. Let's get the backstory, okay? Because again, the bridge is meditating on the emotions of the past. There's a lot of love here, so it looks like the heartbreak comes from you doing everything that you did for the love. It was all for love, just paying back love, and it was not taken that way. Let's understand why, because this is how it was taken toward, again, that you was desolate. Let's see. Let's look at the story. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. So, first of all, take note of how many fucking majors you have in these. We've already seen this card. So, this is pissing me off a little bit. Alright. Okay, let me tell you why this is making me mad. You see the bullshit. So, this is telling me that in the whatever had your heart, you saw it as this, you saw it as this. It was this earth sign, right? This earth sign, for me, it was like 3 earth sign women in a row. So that's really a lot of Capricorn energy, Saturn energy, Virgo energy, Aquarian energy. Just all of that energy was just there, all around it. And so for me at least, I'm looking at this one person, and then I'm seeing this energy in a few others after. So it was like I saw what I saw, but then I saw how it manifested in different ways, and then I found the maturity version. And then it's like you started working towards that, but then the work was slow because you were following your intuition, but your intuition was leading you to the right things. And when the right things were happening for you, the changes were being made around you, and then the changes around you were also being seen, but then this is what you were manifesting. So it's like you were seen as all of this, and you are the only one who didn't see all of this. You can create anything, you work hard, you're meticulous, you have what we call intuition or innovation in a job, or you just know, right? Insight, if we're looking at data or some shit. And then you have the ability to take the right action, But then when you take the right action, it is directed, it is purposeful, and it's abundant. But then it is versatile, it's agile and flexible, and it's just magic all around. So one of the cups that you're looking at is at the past is all the ways you saw yourself as the star. So the star energy right here played this role in people's eyes, and this role, 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 until ultimately this role. And this is probably where some of the problems start happening. How can you be all of those things? You must be doing some devil shit. You must be doing some positive shit. How can you be all these things? All of this wonderful goodness, something is going on. You got shit going on that you can never know. And you took the right action and made some beauty from it. You gotta be. So that energy here, you're looking at that, and it's like, okay, I'm doing all of these good things. I'm the star. How is this happening like this? Then you're looking, okay, I'm looking at all the things that I do, but I'm working hard, I'm being patient, and I'm not seeing anything like come from it. Why is nothing like that I feel like I'm seeing me be all of this? Why is it not harvesting anything? And it's not harvesting anything because something was dead. I'm going to get some clarity on this, but something in you was dead. And so right now, the reason why it's not harvesting, even if you're the star with all of these things that you know you're good at and you've been building, everything is right, you're looking at the heartbreak of this. This is all good energy, but this one thing. So even in these three cups, only one of them is bad. So again, this is like looking at level 4. It's like I already had 2 cups from before that I did right with. And when I tried to collab, it fucked everything up. That's crazy. I just got some insights myself. But it's like I tried. I did everything right. I was doing it all. And why did this collab thing end up this way in this heartbreak? Like, what was the problem? And so we're going to find out what that problem was, because the bridge to the future is through the past. So we got to go to the past right now. And that past going that we're going to meditate on, we'll meditate on that shit, and so we can reach to the future, which is this: I can still see clearly, but I know that I'm wise enough to let shit come to me. Why? Because I'm wise enough to understand that people hasn't seen as clearly as me. Especially because I've been knowing that I've been doing this. It's been showing that I've been doing this. It's been showing so much to the point to where people had to specifically try to stop it, but I still am missing something because of there's 6 cups of the past that I'm not seeing. This is 1 cup. No other cups. So there's like no emotion behind this shit. There's something about that. But here is you pouring from 2 different cups into emotions of people and onto this earth, building spaces and surroundings. In the moonlight, in the hidden world. So you're doing that, but again, it's like there's no external emotion. I've been freaking the fuck out, I feel like. My hands been everywhere, but in my mind, I'm going crazy. Because again, I'm not understanding why looking at the emotions of the past from the heartbreak, but there's no emotions of the past. So what does that tell us? Let's get clarity for this 10 of Swords, this ending. Get some clarity. Oh, I don't know what that was. I think something was flipped around. So we got this just to see. But let's see. 10 of Swords. Clarity on the 20. Bro. This is bringing me back to the fact that you had to change your change. The last time you changed, you made your change. And when you made your change, it was the greatest change. But that greatest change led you back to this. So it's something about death and rebirth that has you. It's not necessarily afraid. It's like you don't want to add on more memories of the past. I can understand that. You don't want to move forward because you don't want to have more good times and more bad times. So you rather sit with the only bad times and good times that you had at the past. But since it's only a little bit and I can make this little bit on my world is safe. But then you realize that it's just going to get bigger anyway because you started off with one cup and then that shit got dumped. And then God gave you another one and once you realize that you still got your cup and then you put those two over here and then all three of those fell. So it's like, damn, if I look at my past, if I put 6 cups up, if I double it again, if I got 6 cups, what is going to happen? It's probably going to all fall again. And that's what I think you're afraid of. It's like if you... Because these are, bro, you gotta understand, not a single bad card is out here. Even this card isn't bad. This card is trying to majorly tell you how it's not bad. It's just the changes you've been through. But this energy, this 5 of Swords, I'm gonna ask about this bad energy. But the bad energy is just us viewing this shit like this. And I don't know why it's been viewed this way so much. Why is it seen this way? Because these are all positive cards. Like every single one of these things is good. But this is like the one thing that we can't really see. At least I can't see right now. I don't know why this is bad. I'm not understanding why that is causing us not to change. I made a little post for my TikTok. That was about like 8 to 10 minutes, so little relative to this 40-minute video or whatever. That is the difference. But when we're looking at what causes us to be bad, I believe that based upon my video of earlier, what makes this bad is
What is that?
occupying a space with something that you know could replace it, replace the original. Think of Scar versus well, I can't say that because apparently Scar was the rightful king. But anyways, in the main timeline, I guess Simba was supposed to be the rightful king, right? And so it's like when you tried to take your throne, it's like you got overthrown from the inside or something like that. And so it's like, damn, if I see clearly now all the things, I got overthrown externally, I got overthrown internally. What now? Is it just going to be the memories that overthrow me now? There's really no thing that is here that is stopping this energy from transcribing. The only thing I can really say, because there's no conclusion, is that there's time. There's some unknown time. So it's zero really impact because, again, you've already changed from this. But there's zero, as I'm being describing it in the Z9 continuum, is understanding it is a state of no change. So with time, things can change. Just like if I add fire to a pot, and that pot has water in it, and inside the water has eggs in there, there will be no change if I look at it. It's just flame to pot to water to egg. It's just flame. But if I give it some time, I might see some bubbling. Then if I give it even more time, I might see rapid bubbles. And if I see rapid bubbles, I can say, hey, it is time to take the throne. And what's the throne? To change. Take it off the stove, pour out the water, replace it with not boiling hot water, but with cold water. And now I let it sit, and we're changing something on the inside of the eggs by changing the water, which is external, by changing the pot, which is external, and then by changing the external's input with the heat. Again, the stove really doesn't have anything to do with the egg at this point. But the stove exuding or inducing heat, this ghost-like figure having an impact on the pot, it makes the pot heat up. And then because the water was in the pot, The water is reacting now, or that external environment is reacting to the pot because it's hot. But again, it's not being touched by the flame. The ghost is not touching this. Reading. These memories of the past, of this 5 of chords, this heartbreak, is not actually touching this. But it's inducing some changes. So, I hate always bringing up myself, man. But I don't. I just hate doing it sometimes. So I'm gonna do it right now. And I was fucking thinking about my ex-girlfriend, man. And I like what she doing. I always like what she doing. I just don't like how she did me. But again, I understand because of the example I just said. There were external things, creating external induces, creating external changes, and there was shit happening from externals. So the internal thing made things happen. But can I be heartbroken over that? No, because again, I knew it would have been the Knight of Pentacles anyway. Everything would have been slow anyway for me. But between me and her, it was moving fast. But that's because we both moved slow. And then because of the feelings and the experiences one would have that was being induced or being changed inside, even though the external things were like not really all of that, but then they were because they were special and valued. This cup versus that one versus that one, that were valued, right? Now we're looking at the good times of the past, of the transformation. And it's like, but we're forgetting about this. So it's like we don't see the need of why we change. We're just looking at this, which is the good times before the change. But there is a 4 of cups in here that created this 10 of swords. And so it was like there was a part of somebody refusing to take action when the next flood was happening, let's say. But you could. But because I don't know why I did. Oh, I know why. Because somebody was chicken. That's so funny, man. Y'all some funny niggas. Because somebody was chicken. They ended. They made a death happen. And so you, the star, have been wondering why. What the fuck? Why? And and you still didn't know why. But the ghost of why is what's stopping us from understanding here. So for me, as I was recalling, if I was to enter this person's life again, in a new position, not from just seeing clearly, from seeing clear and wisely, just being older, I was looking like, how would I approach it? And it was like, okay, I can easily see the parts that's going to be exactly the same, but I see how I will respond differently because of my wisdom. And so I just had the impression that like things of the past would instantly pop up, but I feel like this would occur. And I think that is what is stopping us. It's like being afraid to go step into the things that we used to love because shit didn't happen when we loved it. Something like that. Let's get this answer, man. Why does this feel bad? Ah, man, it's like I just said, bro. Exactly. Somebody externally who had some connection to this person or this thing's emotions made this person second guess. Again, they're looking forward, but they're looking forward with their blind. So again, it's like this person not being able to see, but you saw clearly. And so because they couldn't mentally get this shit straight within their emotional state, why am I so happy with this motherfucker? This is me and my ex. Why am I so happy with this nigga? She probably would have said that, but I'm just saying. And then she had people around her in her head, so she took action. Only action that she knew. So she left. she left me. She left the job. She left the industry. She just dipped everywhere. And I was just dead. But it was the thoughts of why. Everything was wonderful. And then I just had to transform it. But even though I transformed and I stepped into the star energy, I stepped into it and I've just been doing everything that I've been doing, just even better now. I'm still looking back like, why? So let's ask. Let's get an answer. I think we already got the answer, but why did we have to wonder this for so long, man? Why? Why all of these questions? Why? Mental, emotional damage. We got the aeroponic energy with the hydroponic movement. Because we had to move you. Because without that, you would never have moved into this. This person had to make you transform. But why did we have... So, let's ask this question. Instead of just saying, why do we have to go through this? Because clearly the nigga to transform. But like, why do I still love them? Let's say. Why do I still have love for this person? Why is that the bridge? Why is the good times the bridge? Why is the good times the bridge? Why is the good the bridge, man? I don't... Excuse me. Well, that definitely just cleared up some shit out of my throat, but I'm gonna lay that motherfucker down. Sweating like a motherfucker. I'm about to finish this. Working hard for y'all, people. Alright. So we got the 10 of Wands and we got the Devil card. The question is, why? Well, to get you moving. Moving into your personal abundance of the 9 of Pentacles, which is the star. But why is the past and the good times the bridge? Why? Well, this is a card of responsibilities. This is telling us that even though the things of the past completely failed and it just hurt you and left you with why, it was you choosing to create something that will create positivity for you in the future when you look back in the past. And when you look back at the past, you don't see it as burdens. You see it as the responsibilities you chose to uphold. Because I know I fucking did. I'm not gonna fucking lie to y'all. I would have took on all her burdens and carried them. I would have carried that girl's burdens. But guess what? I'm looking back and I'm wondering, why would I have carried her burdens? Well, it's because, again, I saw through the bullshit of the burdens that she was carrying. In other words, the transformation would have happened between both of us. It would have happened between either the 10 of Swords or the 10 of Wands. This is me carrying burdens by myself. She left me to carry not just her burdens that she held from me, but the burdens she caused to me when she dipped.
Ready to lose the hat and regrow the hair? With serums by Hims, you can regain your hair.
So, that's very clear to me with all of those fucking messages. So, what does this do? When this person is in the same 5 of Cups energy and they're looking back, they're seeing the exact same thing. So, this energy is happening in the exact same way from the other person. So they're seeing nothing but love of the past in the future now when they reflect. But they now see the burdens that they carried and chose versus the burdens you were willing to carry and chose versus the burdens you had to carry on. But when you carry them on and moved into, with this Eight of Wands, you moved into being the star energy. They don't see you as this 5. My ex wouldn't see me as this, she ain't even my ex now, but this ex that I'm referring to, they don't see me as this. And I haven't seen her as that neither. But I know in my heart that this shit has been here because I've been asking why. So I've been assuming that she's been asking why did she do that? Especially when she was older than me. Yeah, kinda like I'm older. And then I tried them younger, and that was still this. So we're looking at the devil energy, and it looks like this gave you the strength, you and this person, you and this job, you and that child, you and that spouse, you and that partner, you and that stranger on the street, to move with strength. You saw each other, y'all didn't have a good interaction. Next time y'all saw each other, y'all got better, y'all moved with cordiality, and you just building strength from there. You moved on into your stardom, but this happened so you guys can know what it feels like to be in the devil versus not. Be in that flood versus not. Seeing the differences behind being in the flood versus not. 1 cup versus the 2 cup. Even if you had that before and you added a 3rd and it all got tipped over, that collaboration. What collaboration? This one. That collaboration was perfect. It was there, man. But there was this underneath it. What this was external shit. It was neither one of y'all. So I know I was having a lot of issues with my family at the time, because the time where this is happening, she just appeared in my life. And like, she told me some things, and this is where my intuition was like heightened to this fullest. You know, like on raw mode though. So I was receiving everything. And I would always tell her, a little birdie would tell me things. And so that was my intuition. And because people probably telling her shit, you know, because I openly was spiritual. Again, I'm just living like this and all good things is happening. People think I'm doing dark magic and all of that shit, I guess. And then guess what? In reality, I wasn't. So what she do? She took action, and a lustful Queen of Wands is going to take action upon herself. That's what the lustful is. Some Queen of Wands will be lusty externally, but this person is the type of person to make moves for herself. So she did. Skirts, got the fuck on. Again, the progression of this is ridiculous. Because that's exactly what happened, for me at least. But it looks like, from what I've seen, she's definitely grown. I mean, she's definitely grown. She went from this independent, like, I don't need nobody, I'm focused on my money in my bag, and I'm going to get mine, I'm going to use whatever, I'm going to just do life 100%. Why? Because she was hurt from when she was younger. But I didn't understand the deep, I didn't understand the depth. That was parts of the things that she left away from me. And when I could see that shit, she was like, nah. So I'm going to hide these 4 wands and I'm going to give you 6 more. Here are the 6 cups of loves that we shared, but I'm going to cut them all down, spill them, and I'm going to leave you dead. Not knowing why she was acting that way, not knowing why she did what she did to me in our present. So now let's fast forward to the future, this present moment. I'm sitting here just randomly thinking about this situation because I'm seeing it now from a wise man point of view. Hey, I still got some kind of like emotion kind of thing going on for you. Instead of looking at it as an emotion of like romance, I got the past. I got that shit. I see clearly we had something. Okay, cool. But what you're doing right now, you could probably benefit me and I could probably benefit you. And I know you would love this shit because this is shit she's interested in and it's in her field. And again, she's done this shit before in the outer industry. So it would be like a perfect business opportunity. That's how I'm seeing it now, as this nigga opposed to this young man version who ended up doing like this. So, look, that's funny because even in the past, I got a red cape on, he got a red cape on, he got a red cape on. And in here, he got a black cape on. But over here, this nigga got a red cape on too. And over there, he got a red cape on. And down here, this nigga got a red cape on too. Well, shit, nigga. Damn.
Introducing the goat through hers. Ready to lose up to 20% of your body weight or more through her.
So, I feel like this person felt naked around you, and in that nakedness of raw, just like connection, it was taught to be double like to her. And look at me, I got all of this red on, and she got her yellow and her white on. And so for me, it's like she was reared to be a certain way, and I triggered some kind of part of her deeply, but it triggered me because her depth part inside of her, I believe, was external for me. But in that time, I was being betrayed by my family, lied to, and then I think attempted murder upon my head. So I hope that wasn't the case for hers, but I understand there's things in this community where black magic is practiced commonly, and it's under the guise of religion. So it's crazy how much you learn when you see clearly by being your open magic self. But during this trials and tribulations and me trying to understand the why of why this occurred like it did, when it was just nothing but love, when I look back, I have to understand that take a step back aspect, which is the induction from the stove to the pot, from the pot to the water, from the water to the egg. That is called induction, where the heat is transferring through the thermodynamic energy. But in this case, this is the hydro aspect of that energy. Heat is held by water, which is why it can be holding water to a point of boiling, and then it turns into a gas or air. And so there's a point in time where all the heat that was coming on to you and this person, you were able to hold that water. But because this person was a fire and it wanted to induce heat, they couldn't be emotional. They had to take action and induce things. And so because you were making this person, or at least as I'm reading it, I'm making this person so emotional that they're in their head now, not knowing how to make the right decisions to induce the things that they've done in the past. And now it's like I'm the bad guy because I'm making this person change how they feel about things. In other words, she cutting down the stove on certain things that she cooking and cutting up the stove on certain things that she cooking over here, and she's seeing how the food is responding. And so this food over here is cooking perfectly now, but the food thing is being burnt hot. Nah, she just see clearly, so she moving differently. And then over here, she cut the fire down, and it's taking a long time to induce and do things. So she's seeing over here, and now because she's in this decision mode of not knowing, she said, I gotta get the fuck gone. Again, this is how I always interpreted it, but I'm actually saying it because I think it can help somebody, and that's what this reading's about. It was just energy at first, but there was energy of the emotions, and it was Scorpio, so it's past energy, or experienced energy, we can say, and then that was brought up to the surface. Now Gemini energy in the moon is making us talk about it, and then Sagittarius energy is going to make us be about it. So maybe I will reach out and hit this person up on a professional scale only. Maybe that will lead to something, but I know she's into this shit. I'm into this shit. I just don't know if she came up and risen. So let's see. Would it be valuable for you to entertain this energy of the past as a new? Has this energy matured? I don't know where this is clarifying. I'm just going to ask it. Has this energy developed? So, this card's coming out like this. This person is willing to take some chance on you. They don't know what chance because of the past. But so exactly. All right. So this is what you need to see based upon that. Now let me explain it. So we got the hangman. This person is a hangman. So okay. This is you. You are being seen like this as this person. So if I offer this business opportunity for this person, they're going to see me as this. And then they're going to see me as this, which is, yes, they don't see me as that, but I know I'm like this. They see me as, I've just been destroying all the thoughts from before. And this is my card of, I beat that ass. This is a basketball game, and we won 119-7, nigga. Like, this is a soccer game, 36-6. Like, this is crazy scores. Football game, 84-7. Tennis match, 1-4-5 kind of thing. This is golf. I got 6 hole-in-ones on a golf course of 10. I'm kicking your ass, nigga. 6 strokes, 6 holes. Like, I'm dominating you. So this person sees me as a dominant force, which is why they're in this hangman position, but they're getting enlightened. What are they being enlightened on? Well, they may have an inkling or some intuition or something of me wanting to reach out. They might feel this energy, maybe wanting to come. My night card is verbs, so it doesn't matter which thing is in action. This is just action. So how is it coming? This is action directed towards her. So that's me saying, hey, I got this business proposal. You want to chat about it? This is the idea maybe that she's inkling of, man, why do I feel like this person thinking about me? Maybe I'm on her mind. But as soon as I get on her mind, she started thinking about the past. So now she's in her 10 of swords, which is what I was already explaining over here. She thought that she would look back and see this, but she sees this, and the burden's put on. But that's the bridge to the past of the why, because she sees this is what she put in with me, but it was just because of this. This is too good, man. What? I can't believe this. I can't trust this. So she just skedaddled. But in that, because she never felt that before, when she was skedaddled, she wouldn't have that feeling. It would just be a decision. It's the Queen of Wands, right? She had the feeling. And in that feeling came with the thoughts. She had to think about what the differences was. And so when she transformed and she made her actions, she was probably, again, this is me being so predictive, but I'm just saying how the energy is showing me as I'm describing it as it is flowing upon my own story for you as an example. She's probably thinking about the differences between me and people thereafter. Just in any regard, whether that was an employee, a co-worker, or, you know, a lover. So she's looking at this, she's in her own 10 of swords, but it's, again, this thought is here as a gift to help her do what? To get out of the worry of the past, the conflict, and this is my strategy card for number 5s. This 5 is I whooped your ass and like heavily. This card is, this is the strategy of me taking action to begin that ass whooping. This is the strategy that's gonna whoop your ass. This is me implementing the strategy of whooping your ass, right? So when she gets this inkling of me wanting to talk, or maybe she gets a dream, whatever, however this person gets triggered by a godly thought or remembrance of you, they're going to be triggered into this, but this energy has already been set in motion. So again, because of all the love from before, because they can just look at you and remember good, and then when they look further, they'll see all the good, and then they'll realize that the only bad thing was they didn't have enough energy or power or mindsets on the emotional aspects that one carried. Again, the emotions were deep. And now Scorpio full moon brought them up, and now she has more thoughts about them, more wisdom. So now she's talking about them, she's living them, and she's helping herself more personal development. And now she's grown as a human. She's matured from just this into a wise person, and now she can start free with a new clean slate if energy was to happen. So this person that you got going on in your mind, or where this energy is relating to, or this object, or this thing, this job, whatever. I'm gonna just say person though. This person is like thinking like you. If this guy, if my ex come back, I know I did all of this, but I've changed and I've grown. If that motherfucker come back, ooh, I'm gonna do something new. So if this energy ever coming to me, I got a whole new outlook on life. So let me ask that question. Why is this person willing to hear you, receive your energy? Why is this person willing to receive your energy? Why is this person willing to receive your energy? Why is this person willing to receive your energy? Oh, they've been waiting. They've been waiting on you. I want to conquer the world. I got some reserves, and I realize that it's you I want. They've been waiting on you. But let's see. Oh, that's crazy. So this is a number 9 card. The 4 and the 5. This is a 9 card. We said this is kicking ass. This is stability. This more so is stinginess, selfishness, personalization. Help me first. Focus on you. Selfish. That's what the 4 is. But this 4 is understood as, oh, I'm going to revert back to me and do what I know I do best. And when I do that best, that thing that I do the best, I get the best results, and I'm gonna kick your ass. And guess what? We had the 5, right? I don't know where it went. We had that 5. Oh, here we go. We had that 5 of wands. Now here I am. Y'all battling over here. Now I'm about to come shut all of this shit down. So I think this is why this person moved again. But I've been moving it around too. So we've been doing similar things. And I always got it in my mind like, hell no, I can never go back because of all this, that, and that. But before that, I was like, oh, I would gladly take on those burdens, no problem, because this, that, and that. But now I'm wise in this, that, and that. And so that selfishness destroys anything outside. So this person has learned some kind of aspect upon that same dynamic that you used to exude when you was a youngling. Now they've matured and they see you, but you gonna come in like this, and I just heard from me, and them jaws gonna drop. Them jaws gonna drop. And I wouldn't mind seeing that white lace. All right, let me get a final message. Final message for this. Oh, I got a question for y'all before y'all get a final. Ooh, got heartbreak. Because this person broke your heart, should you go back? Should you entertain this person? Let's get a definitive yes or no. Should you go back to this person? Should you go back for any reason at all? Any reason at all? Should we just even give this person energy? Should we say hey? Should we say hey? Should we say hey? That motherfucker was tumbling, boy. That shit was circling. Should we say hey? There's going to be a tower moment if we do. Is it for good or for bad? Let's see. Should we say hey? Yes and oh, damn it. Oh, damn it. Look at that. We got 2 cards. This is exciting. This is exciting. We got 2 cards. Should we say hey? So, this is like this. I'm going to take it like this. Should we say hey? This person's been waiting for you to come say, hey, please. Let me tell you my story. For about 2 years after she, let's say it was 1.5 based upon how the timing happened. So it was 2 New Years. That's why I said 2 years. It was 2 New Years, but about 1.5 years. So after that first ghosting, it was like, so what happened was she put the 6 in me, and then she left with the 4. Or so that equaled the 10, right? So the first time she ghosted me for like a week. Again, mind you, we worked together. So what the fuck? And then gone. Actually, let me back up. We worked together before, and then that's when she first left to go pursue other things. And then just before that, she ghosted me for like a week. And then she ghosted me again, and that's when I was like, I'm done. And then a couple of months later, she hit me up. I think she hit me up. Then I just was like, yeah, it was cool, whatever. You know, it was cool. I was cordial. You know, I just didn't understand. We didn't really chat about nothing. But then that's when shit really started going down in my life. So then I just, you know, I asked her a question, and again, my little birdie told me it was a lie. So I was like, hey, have a good life. And I just stopped talking, and then I stopped using that social media, all of it. And I had to, just because, again, it was weird shit happening with that attempted unaliving. And yeah, it just was not good for anything. So then, of course, I tried dating, had ups and downs and shit like that. And then COVID happened. So then everything is shut down. I'm just focusing on the job and doing all the things that I love doing, blah, blah, blah. And then, before COVID happened, I went and visited a friend in another state. And what was that? I might be getting the years mixed up. No, I'm on schedule. And so I'm at this bar with my friend, and we college buddies, man, and frat and everything. We even roommates and shit afterwards. And so it was just like, okay, bestest friends, we're out here and we drunk as fuck. But this is like before we got drunk as fuck. And at the time, I'm still looking back at this 5, you know, wondering why and shit. And so I'm looking back, but I'm out and about trying to do the thing, and I'm laughing, I'm being the me that I am, this magical energy. And then apparently I started talking to some chick. I don't know. I kind of remember this Asian chick. And then I don't. But I don't remember because I was drunk as fuck a while ago. But at that time, I was drunk. So I hit her up. And then I guess I was already talking to the chick. And then the chick, I don't know, hopped on. And I woke. This is in the morning when I was checking this, by the way. And I'm looking, it was like, she's Asian, by the way. Or, what the fuck does that mean? I don't know what the fuck was happening. I don't know what was happening. But I assumed the girl who I was talking to, I was just like disregarding her. Started texting some other girl. And I guess she like got my phone and like text her. I don't know. I didn't have a clue. But I just didn't give a damn. My homie was like getting blacked, and I was already drunk, so we had to get the fuck out anyway. We had to go. So then I'm like, I can't keep doing this, especially when she's not giving me anything back. And then I just had this inkling, like, she just feels like she has control over me. Oh no, I'm not gonna come back like this. And so I waited a long ass time, and then again around New Year's, it's like I'm supposed to be with this girl or something. I'm over here and I'd start fucking looking on Instagram and shit, you know. And I was like, damn, what am I doing? And I ended up talking again. And then that was it. That was all. And I was like, fuck it, I'm out of here for sure. And then I didn't talk to her for like 2 years. I just didn't care. I just didn't care. Maybe the occasion I'll jump on. But then when I start looking back, things in her life started changing, you know. And so like her life started changing, and it started making her see differently. And I say all of that to say I've been just living my life, but I've made certain changes that I should have made already in my life, but because of her, I decided that that would be okay. And that's when I started my celibacy journey. I was like, cool. I'll take on that burden of having coochie and not having it until I get some from you. Like, I'll do that. And if we'll have to be married, cool. I'll take on that burden. But just before that, it was like, I probably could have did anything I wanted to with this other girl. Anything. She was willing. She was more than willing. It was almost a requirement. But guess what? I believe that shit was part of the whole cahoots in regard to try to unalive me, because that version of me really wanted that, but they didn't know inside of me was a whole different world, man. And it was all the love and magic that they couldn't see from the start because they didn't care. So then when I'm seeing that on the outside world because I'm away from home, and then I'm seeing how I can build a home somewhere else, and I'm building everywhere that I go, that Empress energy, just birthing all of these wonderful things, nurturing things, guiding things, taking action. I'm doing it all over here as this magician. Not getting the benefits from it, but I'm seeing it all. This person's seeing it all. And guess what? Even was a part of the problem. So after all of that time where, new family members are introduced, people are, are lost, loved ones are lost. As we live life and grow, job changes and all of these things happen, right? You start to realize certain things. And in those certain things, you start to create new values. And so I believe that if I was to talk to this person, it will bring a tower moment to this person. But guess what? By me bringing a little cup of love, whether that's, doesn't matter what it is, professional, romantic, just to clear the air, whatever, closure, whatever, however it would be, that would mean the world to this person. So much so that this Queen of Swords, who's probably cutthroat with everybody like she was, she'll be like, and look at that nigga with that red coat. That red coat. That nigga with the red coat coming back, boy. And that's so funny because the first time she saw me, she told me the story of how she reacted. She was like, man, the first time you came in, I heard you. And I just thought you looked, and then I saw you and I was like, damn, you look so good in that blue. And like, here I was. Strong, young, black, intelligent man wearing blue, just coming up looking good, confident in all of this shit people were saying. I just stepped in and it was like I sounded good and I was so nice and I was so respectful. It was just like everybody was blown away. And I'm like, well, I don't know what the fuck that means. And as I've gotten older and explored and lived life and changed industries and done all the shit she did too, just been in this Eight of Wands energy, just been on the move like she has been, trying different things and living different lives, I've wised up, right? And I realized that I bring that energy or that wow factor to all of them. So imagine like going into a school and you're a parent, right? And you're an attractive parent. And if you go in there and you're a woman, let's say, to the front office, there probably won't be too much of a thing, Most of the time, office workers in the classroom or in a school are women. So it'll be just like a woman with a woman. Just like if an attractive dude or dad came up to a male teacher, it'll just be a male teacher with a male dad or a male parent kind of thing. It would be nothing. But that same attractive dad, if he was to go in that front office, all of those women is going to be like, wow. That same fine mama, she go into that classroom with that male teacher, everybody going to be like, wow. Teacher probably might be like, damn, she look good, right? So that was me bringing that energy, but I know that was her too, because again, just what attracted me the most to this girl was how people responded to her. And that was great to me because it was all kind of people responding to her in all different kind of ways. And I liked it because she was herself with all of those people, but I would see when she would put on a show for others, but I saw it all and I would understand it. I got it. But I think that was the problem. Not everybody could see all of that shit with her, but I was looking right at it, and I would tell her that I knew what was going on, and then she would probably be like second guessing herself, and I would just support her in her little struggles because I knew that shit was gonna come, and that probably freaked her out more. But she told me that it was like it held her together. Again, we've had kind of conversations about this shit before, but as I'm reflecting upon it with this new Scorpio hydro energy from the full moon coming up, and now we're in the new Gemini energy and we're talking about it. I'm talking about this energy, deep energy from the past, because of what I've already described. It's because it was the why of why the stardom hasn't been bearing fruits for me. And so it's because I've been seeing myself as just this and not this. I know this about myself, but the Sagittarian energy is going to help me really see that about myself. So if you was to know this and take action, because Sagittarius full moon energy is going to bring us some hydro or emotional energy. If you take energetic emotional action and you bring in that cup, it'll mean the world to this person, because this person is this to the world, but to you this nigga in the red coat. Even though she saw me in blue initially, she didn't see the red coat that I was carrying, but maybe she did. Maybe she just didn't acknowledge that's what she was seeing. Maybe she didn't even know that's what she was seeing. But everybody has that same response. So I don't fault her, I just fault the developmental stage. I can't fault a second grader for not knowing how to do exponents. Nigga, I barely know how to multiply. I'm adding. Some kids, they can multiply in second grade. Some kids can't multiply in fifth grade. The development is what we're talking about, but that doesn't take away from the cape that we wear. So I've been wearing this cape the whole time, but this person has now stepped into wearing their own little red cape kind of thing, taking motherfuckers' capes. You know, they got their black cape, but they're blending. They're starting to have that self-passion through the darkness. They're glowing like an infrared light, like a super red giant or a brown dwarf. I could see a speck of light in the sheer darkness, but that darkness has been brightened up for this person because they used to already shine bright as this Queen of Wands. She used to always shine bright, so she was a shining star already in everything that she did, or he did, whatever, you know. But then after this happened, you know, fell into the darkness, killing a nigga with the red robe. You got that red robe on, fuck you, cuz. You know, sorry, that was gang related. Probably didn't understand that. But if you didn't, then this will be like Romeo and Juliet. Romeo, he on the wrong side of the neighborhood tracks, you feel me? Anyways, got that transformation. I love this card because a lot of people don't see. The only things that can withstand death this time. Notice the wise old man can withstand the presence, but this wise old man has a crown. It's the priest. So this energy of the death doesn't transform one that walks with the internal light, aka the nigga with the cape, which took this person on a journey of transformation, which transformed this person into this. This person, she wears white now instead of yellow. Yellow is all about passion and courage and selfishness. This is Leo sun energy, all eyes on me, got red around me, you know, but it's all external features. But then over here, now she got that purity. She's white. She got wearing the white or the light blue cloth. She uses her mind, not just her passions. Everything is more balanced. So instead of just cutting things off, she now has that little glow, those highlights around her, opposed to around her environment. No, just the board on the back and the sunflower that she carry. maybe the pendant, that connects her purity, versus these are actually got red hair, tassels, everything is aligned. It's white and red, white and red gown, opposed to just a white and yellow one. It's a part of her is all I'm trying to say. It's a part of this person now. It's been cultivated within them so they can hold love and things and sternness in this person's mind and heart. This person don't play. This person never played around. That's why she was able to get what she got and do and be successful all she was, and even romantically get what she wanted from people. But again, this question was, what would happen if you was to respond to this person? First thing we found out was it's going to be a tower moment for this person. But this person here presented is going to be like, hey, so what? Probably going to question you and wonder why you're here and be open to hearing you, right? Because you don't know how this person feels. That was the whole point of this overall card. Why? Right? Why the dropped cups? But I can hear this person saying, it's because I now can give you all 10 cups. I couldn't give you what you needed, so I destroyed you. But you couldn't give me what I needed, so you was also destroyed. All of it, the tower. But even in the tower, that made us both like this, 5 of Pentacles. But I like the 5 of Pentacles because it shows you that you're still committed. So even after all the girls after this person, I mean, I haven't taken nobody serious, and because I've been celibate, I haven't been sexually active or anything with any of them. Just been meeting people where they were and seeing if they can even qualify. And there's certain people who did qualify to play with the doggy bone, but they didn't qualify in other areas. So it's just like, for me, I'm cool. But that had to take some time for me being an absolute no to I'll exercise my freedom to say yes or no, to I'll do it if I want to like I don't even think about it, because I just know myself well enough to where it's going to take I'm going to have to allow a special kind of person to come up, and meet the full emperor's requirements beforehand, opposed to before I can see past things and see what I like about a person and just utilize that. No, I'm gonna let all things come to me properly. And I guess I'm saying that to say this, like, if this person would be willing to give, if me or you reaching out to this ex would make this person who is cold like this happy, joy, and be so excited for that to happen, you got to understand that, like, that energy in you is probably a good thing. It's probably good because it's helping you bridge the gap to new things. So it's like this person being in your life and having that story to tell helps you look back at the past and say, hey, I did something great for the greater good of love, and it was hard. I took on responsibilities, and guess what? Doesn't stop me from being a star. And so that's going to help you grow into this emperor energy on this Sagittarius full moon. And when that happens, it's going to allow you to reach out to this person, and maybe that's going to bring you both the 10 of cups. Let me get one more. I'm going to say, okay, does this person want to be with you romantically? Does this person want to be with us romantically? Does this person want to be with us romantically? Before I look at that, I'm going to ask another question. Is this offer God-given? Is this what we should move towards? Should I take it or no? Well, I'm not. I'm going to say, but y'all saw that. Is this decisions that was all right? I'm gonna just chill out. So, let me just stick with the question. Is this our gift from God? Us going back. Should we, and is this a gift? Should we, and is this a gift? Is this a gift? This says yes. But this says that we still need to take some time. Oh, but we got the time. We shouldn't be making any moves until after the Sagittarian energy embodies us. And so once we get the Sagittarius energy, the next energy after that is Taurus energy. Oh, that's perfect, because Taurus is the things we value and love, and then Scorpio would be that opposite, which is people. So I'm thinking around maybe mid-June. I've been hearing actually that a lot actually lately, and I just thought it too now. So mid-June will probably be a good time for this energy to happen. So should you reach out to this person? If you do, this is going to happen, right? But the quick question was, should you pursue this person or try to take this person back? Is this a romantic thing we should entertain? And then I said, is this given, God given? Let me get one more for this, because to me it says yes, this is God given. And then we did see the Lover's card, bro, and I freaked out. I ain't gonna lie. Look, I like to get the... This is algebra right now, people. I don't know if y'all know that. We're doing algebra. God damn, bro.
Looking for the right weight loss treatment for you? Through hers, you can access personalized weight loss plans and lose up to 20% of your body weight or more with FDA-approved Wegovy at half the price. Hers offers access to a range of trusted...
Moment of truth. Ah. It'll be lust again. Something is lust. Let me get one. Let me get one. Oh, okay. I see you. I see you. I hear you. That wanted to come that way. Ah. Okay, I'm hearing something that didn't make sense to what I was told before. So what I was told before was, when we showed you the Lover's card, it's the Lover's card evolving from the Devil card, but the Devil card is justified or clarified with justice in reverse, and then... Well, this Page card was in reverse too, but I didn't want to take them, but it was a major and it fell out like that. And so with it's like it's saying that it was justice to not offer this person a cup of love. And it's why, because there's something about something that's not stable yet. But with a little communication and some hermit mode, there's going to be some insight that'll bring victory. I need one more for the Devil clarity. One more for the Devil clarity. Okay. So, this person it's this person. So, no matter what, it's still going to be this person. It's always going to be this person. This person doesn't... Even if you reach out, this person wouldn't know how to receive you just yet, aka the Queen of Swords. So this person is going to be like this on the inside, but they're going to act like this. So if I offer this person, let's say, a little chance to talk and let's talk some business, that will be the best approach. It will make this person super happy. It would give this person time to like transform this into this. It's the same shit. It's the same shit. Look, person, 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 person. So it's the same shit. I always say that. But then we look at the justice card. Justice, same things, but without people that have tools. So it's like this person is taken from getting justice from people as tools, declining what God is offering them into accepting it. So this person, again, the question was, should we offer love? And it says, if we offer love, what we'll be offering is a person who can receive love, but they want to receive love in a traditional way. So this person wouldn't accept my love offer, even though this person sees me as this. She would have to accept some other kind of form of me, which will be seen as this. It will be seen as this. A person coming out of the code, thinking in hangman position. Other words, see me as this five of cups for the first time. This person will start to see me as this for the first time. But if this person communicates, but again, it came out this way, so I'm guided to say that. If this person doesn't communicate, again, they don't respond to my reach out or don't want to do that, again, or if they don't see it as a little thing, if they see it as a big thing, regardless, it's going to create wisdom upon the situation. And in that wisdom of the situation of me reaching out or you reaching out, it's going to create some kind of victory. Let me get one more for this victory card. What is being created by reaching out? What victory is being had by reaching out to this X? I picked up the devil card and I wasn't supposed to, and it came out. So don't go back. That was crazy as fuck. I didn't even know I picked those cards up. So, but I'm here. I don't know why I keep hearing that. It's not. Exactly. It's not. It's not a bad thing. Maybe this person is obsessed or something like that. I'm trying to think of other ways to understand this, because I'm hearing it's something about money, but that's why leading with the money might bring this in, but that might not be the case. Okay, that makes sense now. So, okay. It's not you, so that's the difference. Okay, got it. So what causes the tower moment for this person is she would expect me to lead off like this still. And so by me leading off like this, she can understand some of the things of the past and be reconnected to the emotion. She's not going to understand this part of me. So once she understands this part, that is what she's going to be obsessed with. But I'm hearing she's going to be obsessed about me in this way, not for the reasons that people are offering her currently. So the method of choice of presenting a business opportunity to her is an old, or is a common tactic by, let's say, a bunch of dudes that want to offer her something too. Everybody want to work with her and get her some money first, and then try to ease on in emotionally and romantically. So she's being the devil against that. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I keep hearing. But if you were to offer this person and then be this, they won't be able to. They already see you as this, and the King of Swords already is literally matched with the Queen of Swords. They go hand in hand. They built from the same cloth. But you the nigga with the red cape. So because of that, if you're bringing in this offer the same way these other people was, they gonna see this. They're gonna be like, oh, this is a God-given opportunity. So but they already see you as even talking to them as the greatest God-given opportunity. So now you have a chance to not just have the emotions that the person already felt before in the past, but now they have the ability to entertain their devil side, which is, yes, this is a person who might want stability and physical resources and things like that, but when that's coming from you, they know it's solid, so they'll fight off anybody else. They'll cause towers for all other people who doing that same shit, and so you'll come in looking like you're doing the same shit, but they're resting on those other options, those other collabs, because they're tempered now. They're tempered. Oh, what is tempered? Their emotions. So yes, these other people, like me, like I said, I let these women come to me, and I sit on a throne, and I just let it happen. Why? Because pursuing women, it creates a certain method of dissociation to who I am as a person. So I don't do it in the same typical way as a dude, like a King of Wands would. Nah, I got shit. I got things that people desire to want. They crave what I have. Nah, I got it. You come to me. I ain't gonna just give this shit away. But that's this person too. This person kind of has that, and so as people are offering them these things, again, they're going to be bringing tower moments. Let me get some clarity. Let me get one final thing of clarity, and then we'll actually really go. Get the oracle. Okay. So, Sagittarian energy is helping us step into this energy. This can serve as a trigger, a lesson, philosophy, whatever. However the Sagittarian energy comes up, it's going to come up. So our question now is, when it comes up and we offer the past something new, which is ourselves, will it work out in our favor? We got a bit of a yes, we got a bit of a no. It sounds like it's going to come in a fashion that's a bit roundabout. It's going to come in a way that seems to be kind of non-direct, kind of like algebraic, discovering, hitting things that was yet to be revealed. So, ancestors, my question is, what is the final message regarding this? What is our final message regarding this energy as we step into this new? Is this going to be something we should pursue moving forward in any kind of way? Some of us want this romance, some of us want this money. Let me get two cards. Should we pursue the past romantically? Should we pursue the past practically? Or should we avoid the past 100% altogether? So, go ahead, people. Choose what category you belong into. But understand, you got to take it all. Take it all, take it all. Alright. So, should we pursue romantically? Should we pursue financially? Business? Should we produce? And should we just avoid? Should we avoid? So I'm going to start off with my people who should avoid. No, you should not avoid this. You should take this slowly, and you should use it to let the things come up from the past, and you can make the correct family changes. So people who want to avoid, don't avoid this shit. Follow the heavenly signs and slowly heal from the past. Just creep. Take little steps. Take a little step, take a little step, and let it heal you. Again, look inside for how you respond and find out where else you respond in your family, in your memory, Look in your past and your memory. Start age by age by age, or house by house, or school by school, whatever. Find a noun and go back in time by applying that general noun. And then you can start to look at what pops up when you think about this person. Then you can follow the signs that you're prompted to. My people who want to avoid, don't avoid this person. You need to heal. This person is going to help you, whether that's directly or indirectly. You need to heal. The people who want to make some money with this person, spiritual growth and hobbies, it says yes. This says that you can make some money and it'll help grow you both. This says that you can actually make money by each other showing your hobbies to one another and that growing. This might just be hanging out with one another and y'all talk about it, blog about it, or just be about it to where you're exchanging good energy. And in that good energy, what do? You guys change and you grow. So people who want to work with this person, this clear yes. People who want to avoid, don't avoid. That's a clear no. You got to heal first. Again, just close the energetic gaps. Don't be afraid to look. Just look, nigga. Once it's over, it's over. You finish looking. Just look. And then over here it says, should we go to this person for romance? And it says support. I don't know if that means go to them for romantic support or not. Let me get one clarity, and I never normally do that with oracle cards. But what does it mean to get support? Romantically. Support. What do you mean by support, family? Forget. You're going to be each other's support systems for forgiveness. This is a healthcare change. This is energetic healthcare. This is hydro energy healthcare. Water or emotional healthcare. You guys are going to teach each other how to support and forgive. Man, this is kind of crazy hearing this, because if I do go back, it'll be crazy. But have the courage. Have a windfall. Follow your intuition, people. Again, I know there's parts of all of us that want to avoid this, but it's going to be healing. So, with that being said, let's have the courage. 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 Take the courage. Have the courage. Love the courage. Wait on the courage to move you. Alright, people. Have courage. Take action on yourself by seeing yourself as the wise emperor. Clear vision, clear eyes. I'm Mr. Renew. And I'll see you next time. Peace.